Yes, with great joy and immense exultation. I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all presented here for the 10th Inaugural Lecture Series, Journey of Project Management, Past, Present, and Future. I would like to mention here, our event sponsor is Virtuosa, print media sponsor, Delhi FT, and social media sponsor, Sri Lanka Scientist. So I would like to request Dr. Chandrasekhara, Dean of the Faculty of Architecture.
Good afternoon to everybody. Um, the members of the academic staff of University of Moratuwa, the distinguished guests, the students who are joining online for this inaugural lecture of Prof. Nayanthara Silva. It's my pleasure and honor to introduce Prof. Nayanthara Silva, who is the speaker today as the Dean of the Faculty of Architecture. Prof. Nayanthara Silva obtained a bachelor's degree in BSc Honours Engineering in the field of Civil Engineering from the University of Moratuwa and master's degree of MSc in Building from National University of Singapore. She obtained a PhD degree from University of Moratuwa in 2012. She joined the Department of Building Economics as a senior lecturer in 2005, and with the commencement of Bachelor of Science Honours in Facilities Management degree program in 2006, it commenced at the department. She was appointed as the undergraduate coordinator of the program. She has been involved in many departmental level, faculty level, and university level development activities and represents many committees. She took a leading role in commencing the MSc in Occupational Safety and Health Management degree program in 2013 at the Department of Building Economics and currently serves as its program coordinator. She contributed to the enhancement of facilities management research by publishing more than 80 papers in refereed journals and conferences. She has obtained several research awards, including the Best Paper Award and Highly Commended Paper Awards. Several students supervised by her also won research awards, including Best Dissertation Awards and Best Paper Awards. She has been involved in the development of the facilities management profession, which is comparatively a new area of study in Sri Lanka. For instance, she played the leading role in establishing professional body of Institute of Facilities Management, Sri Lanka, in 2012, and she currently serves as the advisor and mentor of Institute of Facilities Managers, Sri Lanka. And also, I know she worked very hard to establish a department of facilities management at the University of Moratuwa, which we will see in very near future in the Faculty of Architecture, because it will pave way for the development of the profession of facilities management in the country as well as the academic activities. So it's a great pleasure for me to do this introduction and go through this inaugural lecture. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We will brief introduction. Dean, Faculty of Architecture, Dean, Faculty of Further Studies, senior professors, my colleagues, students, and all others who join online. And my privilege to deliver this lecture, and I thank the Dean of the Faculty of Further Studies for inviting me to the 10th inaugural lecture. This lecture is dedicated to those who helped me and encouraged me to build my professorship. Recalling my memories of how I started my journey. During my schooling time, I had the ambitions to become an engineer, but later I turned into academic. Me becoming an academic happened unplanned. I had moved to Singapore with my husband for his postgraduate studies. Then I had an opportunity to work as a research assistant at the National University of Singapore under Professor Malik Ranasinghe for a research project. This is the start of my research career. After that project, I completed my master's in the Department of Buildings, National University of Singapore. Then I continuously worked on few projects as a research assistant and fellow. I must thank Professor Malik for creating an opportunity me to start my research career. After returning to Sri Lanka, I had an opportunity to join the Department of Building Economics. I thought working in a different faculty and another department wasn't easy, but it was a friendly environment. I must thank Professor Nayanthara, Professor Silva, Dr. Rami for absorbing me into the department family and giving me many responsibilities. I must thank all past heads of the department, the current head, and all the staff in the department for supporting me in the journey of my academic life. Further, former deans, current dean, and vice chancellor for supporting me in continuing my academic life. My husband, Chatura, is always a strength for me. He supported me all the development in my career. My daughter and my parents always understand me. I must wholeheartedly thank my family. All this made me who I am today. Okay, with that we move on to lecture, Journey of Facilities Management, Past, Present and Future. The lecture will cover what is facilities management and then evolution of facilities management, current context of facilities management and future direction. So moving on to what is facilities management. There are various professional bodies and researchers have defined facilities management using different terms. But what is, they all try to say one meaning. So I will explain what is facilities management by taking a building as an example. So you all know that construction of the buildings are products of construction activities. So with the ownership, we can name it as a property. So it has a value also. So this value depends on what are the elements attached and also the physical conditions. So the built environment of a property should be habitable to users. So we don't like to work in stressful environment. We don't like to work in hot environment or dark or maybe congested environment where we cannot turn around your chair either. And also we don't like to share with ergonomically unfit environment. So we all must like to work in very comfortable environment. So tailoring the built environment for human needs by integrating place, people, process, and technologies known as facilities management in a nutshell. So doing so, providing that environment, user-friendly environment for all, facility manager need to perform so much of services. So this facilities management services can be broadly grouped into two groups: hard facilities management services and soft facilities management services. So under hard FM, we have all building services including HVAC, lighting, fire, plumbing, electricity, and so on, and all maintenance activities. So you know that the operational of these services must in order to continue your business in a built environment. And when it comes to maintenance of all these things, that must need a plan. Whether you need to decide whether you need to have preventive maintenance or corrective maintenance. For example, if you are managing a critical facility where it runs throughout 24 hours without any stopping, so you must have a plan to have preventive maintenance to minimize the disturbances of the operation having failures in between. And then we come to soft FM services. Again, there are not much services under soft FM. Waste management is one of the big area. I don't want to talk too much on waste management. And anyway, as a facility manager, they should look into how it starts by reducing the generation of waste. And then cleaning is also an important area for everybody. And when you look at the different clients, they must have different standards or requirements for cleaning. So you must first understand what their requirement and cater for need when you are managing cleaning. And then space plan is another big area. You should need to plan how you can utilize the space and how you can market your space, how you can occupy or maximize the space utilization and so on. All this comes under space planning. And then health and safety. We all like to live in the accident-free environment or stress-free environment. So we don't like to face accidents, or maybe not like to get diseases, or maybe not like to get any animal bites. So these days we are having shortage of vaccines. So and when it's come to conduct and procurement, it's also very important to maintain supply chain. And then performance management. So every people must have different comfort levels. So you must need to identify what are their comfort levels in terms of providing thermal, lighting, and so on. So this all comes under performance management. And emergency planning. So emergency preparedness for any change happening into the organization, suddenly you must be prepared. You must be responsible of having emergency plan, emergency preparations, and also take actions for sudden changes of the organization. And catering is one of the area comes under facilities management. So with that, we move on to evolution of facilities management. So most of the evolutions happen due to industrialization. So after with this industrializations, machines and tools were invented and introduced and come to your office. And personal computers had come to office desks. So with those new things, office environment had changed drastically with adding more facilities and services. So the facilities managers' knowledge at that time were not sufficient to cater that change. Therefore, many professional bodies have been established to bridge that gap. So at that time, they conducted many symposiums, workshops, and seminars to disseminate knowledge, to bring up the knowledge of facility managers. And in the same time, the word office had changed to workplace. So where you have everything around you. So but later on, with high cost, shrinking space, the shared workplace concept came in. So but whatever the change, we must be careful about the productivity of the employees. So in order to improve the productivity and enhance the efficiency of the workplaces, there may be many things added on. So automation is one of the new concept came into the workplaces. So with all these new additions, the workplaces become very complex. So with all these changes, there are several changes happened in the past. So when it comes to industry, as I mentioned earlier, there are many professional bodies established. So first professional body called International Facilities Management was established in 1980 in USA. At the moment, it has more than 22 members from more than 100 countries. Then in UK, RICS was there, then under which Facilities Management umbrella came. And then after that, British Institute of Facilities Management established in 1986. Now it is known as Institute of Workplace and Facilities Management. Then under education, there were many degree programs commenced. The first degree program commenced in 1980 in USA. Today we have 37 IFMA accredited degree programs and 11 RSS accredited FM degree programs. I'm happy to say that the program which we are running in the University of Moratuwa is accredited by both professional bodies. Then under publication, we found the first publication, journal publication in 1986, published by Terence Stretch from UK. And to date, we can find more than 2050 journal papers. So that is the current level of publication that we can find under plus FM research area. Then, so as I mentioned, this FM is started in USA in 1975. Then in 1980s came into European region, UK, then Denmark, Germany, and Silva are first few countries who realized the importance of facilities management. And then in 1990s came into Asian continent, Singapore, Taiwan, and Singapore are first few three countries that realized the importance of facilities management. In 1993, in Sri Lanka, so this came with the World Trade Center building. So as I know, according to my knowledge, there was a team from UK who came to Sri Lanka to train a group of Sri Lankans into this field. So that can be considered as the starting point of facilities management in Sri Lanka. So though this FM started in 1975 in USA, this has been recognized as a separate industry in 1990s. So by now, this is established as a separate industry in almost all the countries in the world. So this highlights some of the important changes, developments happen throughout. So 75 is commenced in USA, and they started first professional body IFMA, and under which they set up a committee in 1986 to develop a model curriculum for facilities management. Then in UK in 1984, Institute of Administrative Management formed facilities management group to enhance professional competencies of their facilities managers. And then in early 80s, it came into Nigerian countries. In Nigeria, FM introduced as a result of relocation of two multinational oil companies. That is their starting point. And then in Canada in 1990s, booming of high-tech buildings in Southeast Canada have resulted high occupancy costs and large expenses for maintaining intelligent systems of those buildings. Realized that they need facilities management in managing those things economically. And also, in Denmark in 1991, they did a survey for buildings constructed during the period of 1920 to 50 and found it account large portion of operating costs in order to achieve user satisfaction. And that is the start. That is how they realize the importance of facilities management. And also they start using computers in building operations. So that is a big step, development step happened in this history. And parallel in Germany, German Facilities Management Association emphasized the advantages of communication between departments and sections of organizations to reduce redundancy in the company operations, optimize space utilization, and use of computer databases and interface for effective planning and resource utilization. So after computers, so database came as another big development. So parallelly, use of databases accepted by other countries like in Sweden. So they use databases in FM applications. And then first publication in Asian country by Lee was happened in 1992. He's from Singapore, from National University of Singapore. And he defined FM concept into 4 management areas, including financial, space, operational, and behavior. So behavior part came as an interest. And then in Hong Kong, outside USA, first branch of IFMA was established. So since then, there are many professional organizations, bodies establishing all over the country, and many branches, IFMA branches established in many countries as well. So These are some of the highlights happening throughout. Then with that, we move on to current context. In the current context, role of facility manager operates in different layers. So bottom layer is operational layer. So they at that level, facility manager is responsible for delivering services. Service all soft services and hard services as well. This is we needed to have continuous operation of the business environment. And also they are responsible of monitoring, checking and service delivery process, which is very important to monitor and check and review and revise the actions to maintain continuous process. And also they must responsible reporting all this progress into tactical level, they are upper management. So with the experience gained during the operational level, they can move on to the second layer, that is tactical level. So with experience, the facilities managers operating at that level can develop budget plans. And they can be able to translate business objectives to operational level. So this business objectives are defined at strategic level, but their implementation happening at the operational level. So how it can be operationalized to be planned at the tactical level by this middle level people. And then monitoring compliance of the business activities to the governing laws and regulations should be looked at the facilities managers operate at the tactical level. Then optimizing the use of resources is a big thing that they should need to look at. At the operational level, they use all these resources, but when it comes to tactical level, they need to look at how they can optimize. Then communication with internal and external service providers is also important, because without having communication, we cannot have smooth running of all these facilities. Then at the strategic level, facilities management should responsible or get engaged in making policies. For example, the space utilization, how the space to be allocated and is in what sizes, and also assets, the processes, so what to be included, and all policies should be prepared by facility management. And then risk assessment. So when the business is running, by adapting to changes, so there will be new risks coming. So they should recognize what are the new risks coming, how they can manage and do certain changes. For example, now recent past we had COVID, so all working places, the operations changed. So they need to look at how the adaptations to be done at the strategically, and also how they cope up upcoming risk as well. Now we are facing power cuts. Still, even with the power cuts, we need to run the operations. So they need to develop strategic plans on how the business can be continued with all these disturbances. So that is happening at the strategic level. So, but what is the problem in developing countries? The biggest misconception is that facilities team are only tactical. People haven't realized the strategic value. So because of that, we are not actually benefiting the maximum benefit of facilities management. So at the strategic level, what we are getting out of facilities management is value for money service. How we can get this value for money service? By value driven discipline. So this discipline should be established by integrating facilities management and project management. This is called integrated facilities management. I strongly believe that this FM should start at the right at the project management stage to get the maximum value addition to the processes. So with the support of education, professional development, and blended with innovation, we can have value for money service at the strategic level. So when FMS operation can happen in three ways. One is full in-house operations. In-house we can be manage everything. The other in this all services can be outsourced. The middle operational mode is we can have hybrid mode. Partly we can have in-house team, partly we can outsource some of the facilities. So again, what is the current situation in the developing countries? Facility managers are often focused on managing costs rather than thinking in terms of adding values. So that is the major barrier. So that may be due to lack of knowledge, or maybe experience, or maybe attitudes. So that is another hindrance of developing countries where we have maximum benefit. So then in order to cater for all these needs, facility managers should excel in various competencies. So these competency requirements are defined by various professional bodies. For example, IFMA defined 11 competencies, IWFM 22 competencies, RICS 20, and local body Institute of Facilities Management Sri Lanka defined 32 competencies. However, this competency requirement is contextualized, can be changed to region, and due to different sizes of your building stock and the complexity, nature of the building stock. So there may be various factors. And also it should be reviewed at time to time, because this change, with certain changes, the competency levels need by a facility manager can be changed. Therefore, we should review it. So so we actually started a research project. The aim of the research project is to analyze the future development of FFs. So as part of this research, we analyze competency levels required for Sri Lankan context. So there are a few members in the team, including myself. So we have several local members, and also we have 2 members from Hong Kong. So under this project, our objective one is to analyze competency gaps in Sri Lanka. So methodology we adopted was questionnaire survey. So we distributed 224 questionnaires online through IFMSL. I must thank IFMSL supporting us in disseminating the questionnaires, and also the council to review the questionnaire, and also give granted the permission for conducting the survey. So the members we select, participants selected from members of IFMSL, the registered under associate, member, and fellow. And also we distributed non-IFMS members who employed their sector practitioners in leading facilities in Sri Lanka with more than 15 years of experience. So our response rate was 56%. So the methodology we tested several competencies. We found 37 competencies defined by organizations, professional bodies, and researchers, and then we compiled them into 12 competency areas. For example, we have property portfolio management, under which we have several sub-competencies. Likewise, we have property execution and management, project execution and management, technology, procurement and contract management, organizational resource management, operation and maintenance, compliance management, leadership, under which we have 23, it's a large area, emergency preparedness, legal, financial management, and documentation management. And then in the questionnaire, respondents were asked to indicate the importance of those competencies to FM industry and the performance of their practices. So the results are analyzed using modified important performance matrix. So to develop this modified IPA, we have 2 methods. We have quadrant method and diagonal method. In quadrant method, we can divide the area into 4 quadrants using 2 lines. And then in diagonal method, we use diagonal line, mostly use 45-degree angle to divide region into two. So in our method, we combine our two methods to have more regions for better screening of competency needs. Then when we use diagonal lines in the quadrant method, again we can use two methods. These lines are called distinguishing lines of the matrix. So we can use scale-centered and data-centered method. So in the scale-centered method, diagonal line is developed at the midpoint of the scale. And the data-centered method, we use empirical means obtained from the data. So with that to combine, we use 4 areas in the matrix. So line above the area is known as concentrate here. It is the high priority zone. The attributes fallen into this area need high attention for improvement. And then in the below the line, there are 3 regions. The one region is keep up good work. So attributes fallen into this area performing well. So they are our strength. And then the next two, keep up good work, possible overkill. So the resources used to improve the skills for those attributes, actually we use over resources. So we can consider them as we are wasting resources. So the resources that we can use additionally can be shifted to above region above the line to improve the competency levels of the critical region. And then next level is low priority level. So with that matrix, we analyzed our survey findings and found competency gaps in Sri Lanka. So out of 12 competencies, we found 6 need to improve. First in property portfolio, the highest gap we observe is the operation and maintenance. The second gap under leadership. Third one is technology. Fourth one, emergency preparedness. Fifth is financial management, and sixth one is property portfolio management. So and also we found 2 strengths. One is procurement and contract management and compliance management. So next is now when we are improving the competency gaps, we need to identify how we can improve them through education or using undergraduate degree programs or postgraduate degree programs, CPD, training, or giving experience, or changing attitudes and many more. So that has to be reviewed carefully in identifying the ways and means of improving the competency levels. But that part haven't completed yet in our research, so I'm not presenting the findings of that. So moving to the gaps. So first gap, the critical gap is operation and maintenance. So at that level, facility managers need to improve their skills on improving how they have improved facility performance and assess condition of the facility, which is very important to assess the condition of the facility because the condition of the facility should be fit to the business operations. So without assessing them, nobody realized whether the condition of the facilities will fit into the business. So therefore, they should have that skills. So likewise, they should build up so much of skills under this. So basically, we found 8 competencies need to be improved. And then leadership. It's a big area that they need so much of improvements. We have critically looked into the ways and means how we have improved the leadership qualities of facility managers. So maybe there is this gap maybe happen or identified due to lack of experience. Maybe they are not experienced enough in developing the leadership quality. But anyway, we have to re-look into and identify how we have freed up them with good leadership qualities. And then under technology, again, we found 4 areas to be improved. Then they should need to build up skills, planning, facility management, business, operational technology, and use of IT on building operation and maintenance. And also use of intelligent building assessment. So with a lot of IoT, they can assess the levels of client requirements, and then they can plan out of it using intelligent building assessment. Then BIM is another area coming up, BIM effect. So they should need to excel in skills in BIM as well. And then emergency preparedness, so which we have experienced and how important that area, and that part of that facility managers should prepare for it. And then in order to have that preparation, they should have skills on planning and supporting organizations in developing emergency preparedness plan, and then support the organization's business continuity plan and risk management and so forth. Then under financial management, so again there are 6 skills to be improved. They should be able to manage finances associated with contracts, then administer document, budgeting, insurance and property, auditing. So there are a lot of auditing requirements within organization. They should be able to take a part of it, and also financial reporting. And then in property portfolio management, so again they should need to develop their skills in develop master plans, that is cater for the business need, managing accessibility for everybody. It should be accessible by all stakeholders, including your maintenance crew. You should provide safe accessibility for even your laborer, whoever in the organization as a part of it. And then property investment also part of that they need to excel in their skills. Likewise, we have many skills to be developed under property portfolio management, including fitting out projects also. They need to identify how to fit your project into their client's need, and then managing them with continuously liaise with clients. As a next step, we try to identify whether there are differences of these competency levels among different industries. For example, hotel, hospitals, and construction, office, commercial, there are different industries. So we check whether the competency levels are different in running their businesses. But we found that in terms of importance, there are no significant differences of competency levels. But in practicing level, so property portfolio management practice differently among these industries. So next step, we did a research how FM research are performing currently. What are the research areas? For that method, we use biometric analysis using keyword search, and also we use visualization techniques using Paper software tool. So we use 2 databases, 4% Web of Science, and from the Scopus database, using keywords we entered, we found 4,215 papers, and Web of Science 2,155. Then we merge these 2 sets of journal papers, and then remove repetitions, and remove papers with non-English, and remove papers with as only abstracts. Then after screening all these things, we end up with 2,026 papers, all journal papers. And then to identify the trends in the current research area, current trends in the research area. So we select 10 periods, last 10 years from starting from 2012 to 2021. Then select papers published during that period, and then we further screen out using just selecting highly cited papers. So far we raised 50%, more than 50% cited papers were selected, and we come up with 297 papers for detailed analysis. The detailed analysis. So before coming to detailed analysis, this is how the papers are, the frequency of publishing of papers throughout from 1990 to 2021, and this is a cumulative chart. So we just take the period, last 10 years period for detailed analysis just to find current trends. And then this is the most favored chart. So you can have major big areas. So facilities management and facility management is known as two distinguished areas, but that is because people use two different terms. So, but anyway, these two words are similar. So we can see that this facility management is strongly linked with B. That is because keywords are cited usually in both areas. Likewise, around these areas, there are many more research areas are linked up. So by summarizing all these things into a table, so from 2014 onward, facilities management and facility management use, and with that group there are many trends we found. Big is one of the biggest trend we found linking up with facility management or facilities management. Then in 2015 and again from 2019, we found another trend, that is information management. And from 2020 and 21, again we found another trend, that is IoT, Internet of Things. Since this BIM is a big continuous area, research area linked up with the facilities management, we did a little in-depth study and find what are the research areas linked up with BIM if effect. So then we found another few areas: maintenance, how BIM is used in maintenance management, and developing infrastructure. Augmented reality is used in coupled with BIM, and then asset management. So it's another area, is how asset management can efficiently use or implement with support of BIM. And building performance, that again traditional mode of building performance can be efficient or make more efficient with the use of BIM. And then using life cycle assessment, life cycle costs as well. Then energy areas, energy performance are analyzed with BIM. So anyway, this BIM cannot be implemented at the operational level. It has to be, to make it realistic, more realistic, has to be started at the project management stage, because that is where, because implementing BIM is high, it's a huge cost. So coping this high cost at the operational level is not practical. So in fact, this information are feeding into the building is happening at the early stage. So all these drawings or information collecting throughout, starting from the construction, need to be maintained throughout the life cycle in order to get the benefit of BIM in effect. So along with this BIM, we found IoT and information management are linked up with facilities management. So what we can predict of this information is that FM is moving towards digitization. So happening, but still we are at the very early stage. So what is the future of FM is eventually a digitized FM. So that is the message I can give you for facilities managers. And with that, we need to shape up our research in identifying how we can move effectively towards this change. And with that, we need to identify how we train, how we get ready for this change by all facility managers. And thank you.
Thank you, Professor Nayanthara and Silva, for an enlightening presentation on the facilities management. So I could call upon Dr. Chandrasekhara, Dean of the Faculty of Architecture, to present a token of appreciation to Professor Nayanthara and Silva. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time. We are extremely privileged to have you all here today. And additionally, I would like to thank our guests for giving their valuable time. And also, I would like to mention here our event sponsor, the Virtuosa, print media sponsor, Delhi FT, social media sponsor, Sri Lankan Scientist Magazine. And thank you all and have a nice day.